two or more countries enter into agreement for the supply or purchase of goods or service. A notable example is where Ghana supplies electricity to Benin, Togo, and Burkina Faso. Contracts can be involved in all aspects of international trade, and the most commonly used ones are on our slides. We have international sales contracts, international distribution contracts, international agency contracts, international supply contracts, international manufacturing contracts, international service contracts, and international strategic alliance contracts. The terms and conditions applied to an international business transaction contract may be decisive and flexible. This is because it enables countries to navigate through complex situations and helps them to achieve their goals. This is due to the fact that countries have their own culture, their legal structure, and their legal structure. So we move on to international sourcing contracts. International sourcing contracts allows firms around the world to bid on contracts for goods and services. This involves agreement between a buyer and a supplier from different countries, outlining the terms and conditions for the procurement of goods and services. So a buyer, for example, a buyer in Ghana can enter into contract with a supplier in China to procure goods and services. Benefits of international procurement: access to required materials, facilities, and skills. This is where there may be a lack of materials in the procuring entity's locality or country, where it's not able to acquire the needed skills in this. Example is where Ghana mostly source the expertise of Cuban doctors to Ghana to render their service. And we move on to access to a wider supplier base. With this, it provides the procuring entity the opportunity to select a supplier that is able to meet the needs and requirements of the organization. Opportunities for cost saving. With global sourcing, it helps the buyer to contract with suppliers who offer competitive advantage from other countries, and stimulation of the global economy. It promotes global trade, leading to job creation and strengthening international relationships, and it fosters interdependency among countries and contribute to worldwide economic development. The next thing to talk about is challenges to international procurement.
Good morning. My name is Mura Abdussalam, and I'm here to take the challenges to international procurement. 1. Varied import or export restrictions at either end of the transaction, such as tariffs and quotas. This one, some countries, they impose taxes on some of the goods. For example, maybe the U.S. government can decide to impose taxes on iron rods manufacturing companies. So when you want to depend on it, when you supply to other countries, the prices become high and the goods become expensive for consumers. And 2 is frustration of currency exchange. The frustration of currency exchange, sometimes maybe you see the dollar, as comparing the dollar and the cedis, you are going to do a business with them. You will negotiate, maybe the price is 1 cedi, but later you see that the rate of the dollar has dropped, which will make all has increased. So by purchasing the product, writing all in English, it will be difficult for them to understand, because the translation, maybe the person translating is not getting the good translation, and it can cause a lot of damage when using the product. And the 4th one is different technical or industrial standards. And most of the international trade they always have some type of standard. You need to reach some of the standard before you can, purchase the product. You have to sometimes you need some of the safety requirements. Like when you talk about food processing and the pharmaceutical things, you need to get some standard things that you can meet so that you can purchase the goods. So when we talk about the international trade, all these are some of the challenges that we can face. Thank you, Ahmed.
Taking you to the intellectual property protection. Intellectual property protection is an important element in international law. It includes a unique item that is giving economic benefits and can be traced to a particular source, such as the individual or organization. It is also a protection for invention, literacy and work, symbols and names created by the man. It can also be protected by using trademark, trade secrets, and patent. For the patent, it's a property right on invention, allowing the patent holder to exclude others from using the invention. We have the trademark. It's a word or phrase, symbol that distinguishes a product or service of one business from its competitors. We have the trade secret. It's a formula, process, or other business information that a company keeps as a private to give them a business advantage over their competitors. Finally, we have the copyright. It's a legal protection that allows the creators to control over their work, use, and distributed. Such include the music, the art, and the software. I'll hand over to the next person.
Okay, so we are going to talk about the role of liability, indemnity, and insurance clauses. So when you talk about liability refers to legal and then financial obligation, financial responsibility for any harm or loss. And then as well, businesses, individuals, and as well as organizations can be held liable for any losses or consequences. And then, for instance, a company fails to sell a product can be held liable, or fails to produce a product can be held liable. And then as well as companies are held liable for breaches of contract. This is where one party fails to perform his or her obligation or performs partial duties of their, or performs partially of their contract. So I'll hand over to my next colleague to take you through indemnity clauses. Thank you.
I'm taking you through indemnity clauses. When we say indemnity clause, it's a provision in a contract that protects one party from financial losses or damages from incurred due to the actions or the mistakes of the other party. So for example, let's say I hire a contractor to build a house for me, and in the contract I include an indemnity clause stating that if he accidentally damage the property of my neighbor, he is going to take responsibility of it and cover the cost. So indemnity clause here talks about one person compensating the other party for their mistakes or their actions and will take responsibility of it. And indemnity clause also cover cost or debt, loss or damage to buyer's property as a result of negligence or effective work. So let's say, for example, for instance, you go to this rentals to rent chairs, and after renting the chairs, they will tell you, or in the contract to state that, oh, when there is any fault in the chair, when you bring the chairs back and the chairs are broken or there's any fault with the chairs, you are going to take responsibility of it and cover the cost. The rentals company is not going to take responsibility of it. So all trying to explain here about indemnity clause is one person taking the responsibility of their actions and covering the cost for it. Thank you. I'll call my
I'll take you to the last section of our presentation, and I'll talk about insurance and insurance clause. So we all have heard insurance. Insurance is a legal term between two parties, which is the insured and the insurer. The insured is the company, and the insurer is the individual. So the purpose of, with insurance we have terms like limited contract. This is the company who is entering into the contract with the insurance, and the beneficiary will be the subcontractor or the contractor. They don't benefit directly to the insurance. So when anything happens, they are the beneficiary. They are going to benefit from it. And then, so the insurance, they pay compensation in case of any damages or loss, like death and other things. And the fact that they pay insurance doesn't mean if anything happens and it's not in the code, they're going to pay. So in a case where it is the buyer's negligence, the insurance, they will have to investigate whether they are to pay or not. Then I'll talk about the insurance clause. The purpose of the insurance clause is to ensure that the supplier has ability to pay any compensation that will happen. What's the benefit of the insurance? It helps in risk management. Here, when any loss happens, the insurance take care of it and they are able to allocate to it. And also, it offers financial protection for the two parties. Since anything happens and the insurance are able to pay, it provides understanding to both parties. We will end our presentation with questions and answers.
Okay, the thank you for the presentation. Please, question time. Ask questions. Give me another question. Please ask questions. Okay. So, is there a difference between international procurement and international sourcing?
International procurement and international sourcing. So they are the same.
They are the same. What things can they say?
Sir, wait. Sir, at the end of the day, sir, wait. Sir, they are, sir. Okay, sir, let me retract what I said. Sir, let me come again. Sir, when I was talking about the end result, but let me break it down. So with the international source, that's outsourcing from your sourcing from your own locality. That's the country you are. And with the international procurement, buying from outside. So outside you should. Wait, sir. With the international sourcing, that's identifying potential source of supply. And with the international procurement, you actually buying from outside. That's outside the locality or national bank. For
The modern.
So with the international procurement, it is the country and external country. So if Ghana is procuring from outside country, that is international sourcing. And the international procurement. And international sourcing is you evaluating suppliers from outside, like China, UK, and all those things. Those you evaluate the best person to have the contract.
Please wait. Instead with the international source, we evaluate for.
So with international sourcing, we have different suppliers, those that have they are experts. So if you are going to evaluate, that is when you go use contract evaluation, you talk to them, show the best one or first.
So in
conclusion, they are not the same. International procurement is when the countries, Ghana, source or buy. The sourcing.
Your emphasis on the
Sourcing is international. It is not evaluation where you
Your emphasis is on evaluation. After evaluation, what next?
there's a contract, like when you are convinced.
So you conclusion, you want to do the international sourcing work.
Okay, so we conclude the international sourcing is sourcing between two countries, different countries.
Sir, should I help you?
Yes.
Sir, we then
What is sourcing?
sourcing. That's identifying, appraising, and developing suppliers. Okay, that's sourcing. Sir, it's correct. Hey, the way they are laughing, so I'm saying wrong.
Don't forget. Please pay attention. So there's one thing I feel like about procurement and supply chain today. The basic concept you think you know once you ask your question. Right? So please go back, read the basics of procurement and supply chain. Don't think you know, but please go back, read and understand. Please, any questions? Let me ask the last question. So you see, in our first lecture, we did something on risk management strategy.
Yes.
Hope you remember.
Yes.
And we said that to be able to select the risk management strategy, we have to do what? Assess the risks. In assessing the risks, we came up with what? 4 strategies.
Yes.
Of which insurance is part.
Yes.
Hope you remember.
Yes.
So under which condition we apply insurance strategy?
With low probability of occurrence but high impact. That's when we use insurance.
So this is the entire. These are the places that we. Please come and sit down. Look today. Linda Asari, Linda Kofi, Alex Edu, Daniel Donko, and Abu Bakari. So please confirm me next time. Kofi DCPCR 01212. Confirm. Asari Belinda, DCPGA 132124. Linda, DCPGA 132121. Alex, DCPGA 132328. Donko, DCPGA 13218.
So wait, too. 21.8.
Yeah.
Allah.
Myla. BCVG 132110. Correct. Kofi.
Yes, sir.
Take a minute.
Oh, sorry.
How many minutes?